So, dear friends, welcome to the new video. Frankie Fegenschuh is here with you. We're heading to Motor World Cologne. We just finished driving the F8 Tributo and are now about to get behind the wheel of the Lamborghini Urus. And to make us look even cooler than before, we've gone ahead and organized it all this way. There's the Urus parked right over there, and we're playing it off like we've just arrived at this location. But you've actually been here for a while. I've already installed the cameras in the Urus, and we've already talked a lot with all the Lamborghini Cologne folks, who are all very, very nice. Right now, we're pretending that Frankie's going to grab the key inside while I walk around the outside. So it looks like we're returning the Bentley now, and I'm picking up the Urus and taking it for the weekend. That's actually true, but we've been here for a while now. Did you understand? You?
I was there, I understood, yes.
Okay, Frankie. Thanks for holding the camera. Hey, can you go grab the key inside real quick?
Yeah. Just act like we've only just arrived. You got that, okay?
You have the key? Are you actually serious? Show it. So you got it now.
There it is, look at that thing. Here we go now.
Turn it. Here it looks even better.
Wow.
Go ahead and head inside to get the key, please. Meanwhile, I'll take a look at the car from the outside. So, it's actually the case, we've briefly installed the cameras here. But it's actually the case that we've just arrived here. The Bentley stays here now. The beautiful Bentayga stays here now. And the Urus, we're taking that with us. It's truly unbelievable when you look at the two cars side by side, guys. They're both actually from the same corporation. The base engines underneath are essentially identical. Sure, the block is the same, but Lamborghini has definitely made their own tweaks to it. It's got 650 horsepower. This one has 550. Man, just look at how massive the Bentayga is compared to the Lambo, which sits so much lower, sleeker, and more aggressive in its stance. It's all right, yeah? Arms go around it from the outside. Frankie, did you grab the key already?
There it is.
Is it really that simple?
I'm really so glad we managed to get that.
Just so you know, I've actually signed it.
Yeah.
Guess the deductible.
For you, when you're behind the wheel, 5 grand.
He stood right next to him. He now pretended like he was guessing. The two stooges. What's really striking is when you see the two cars side by side, how massive the Bentley appears, how delicate, how sweet, how cute, and how refined it looks in comparison, compared to the aggressive Urus. So, the name fits 1000%, right?
Yes. Urus.
The truly crazy part is, everyone we've spoken to has said, yeah, I always mentioned, well, I've never actually driven an Urus before. Everyone was like, what? And it's really true. I've never driven an Urus before. It's the first time driving it, so we're taking it out today. Ever driven a Urus?
Yes. Yes, for real. You're going to love it. I'm really sorry now.
Then I'll take the Urus out for a quick spin now.
For the first time.
Yes, but with a €5,000 deductible, which isn't typical. Normally, when I get behind the wheel, everything's covered and it's all good. Of course, I still make sure nothing happens, but honestly, it's usually fine.
You never know.
It's usually irrelevant. But now it's not, because if I did something, if I hit 1 or 2 rims, then €5,000 are probably gone instantly.
Yes, absolutely. You can count on that. With tires. Because if you've messed up somewhere...
Then go all the way, no holding back.
So accordingly, 5 millimeters are gone from the side.
Dude, should we take a look? From the inside. So seats with yellow contrast stitching. Typical Lamborghini. Really stylish. Really nice. Then we have the adjustment options here. Strada, Sport, Corsa, Road, Sport, Racetrack. Sabbia is the sand, Terra is the earth, Neve is the snow. Nice work here, I believe.
Frameless windows, by the way, I think are really awesome.
I don't like that. I've also shown that in the RSQ8 video in epic detail. When you pull it, there's that brief pause before the door opens as the window lowers first. And that's really what I don't like about frameless windows, you know?
But you have that with almost all sports cars, I think.
I know, But you know what I really like? That edgy, totally flat roof spoiler. Dude, it's insane. Don't you make those noises when walking around cars?
Sometimes. Well, I make those noises more often, but yeah, sometimes when I walk around cars, probably embarrassing myself now. Right?
Wow. Nice carbon cover. It's completely new. I was informed it comes from Santa Gata and has been carefully painted on for a sleek finish. It's not just stuck on here somehow, but it's actually painted on. That looks truly, really very beautiful, I must say. This is the firing sequence. That's the firing sequence. This is beautifully done.
What a beast, huh?
Guess the coverage cost, Frankie.
I actually don't know that right now.
I do.
So now you want to stick me with that $5,000 deductible again?
No.
I would say, if I had to guess right now, it's approximately 18,000 euros. I don't know. We're talking Lambo.
No, it's 6K. But I think...
So you did ask about the 3-pack, right?
Right, correct.
That is a 3-pack of these coverage.
Well, it's nice. Well done. But for that kind of extensive coverage, 6 giants, but it's massive. This isn't just some flimsy, thin material. It's actually really solidly and robustly constructed, I'd definitely say.
Yeah, and above all, you can really see the attention to detail. It's not just stuck on, but...
It's painted.
Yeah. Super cool. Okay.
I'd say, let's go. Come on. I'm totally ready to drive.
Same.
Lights get off. It's locked?
Yeah.
Come on, Frankie, I'll get the door. Passenger side.
Can't believe I get to witness this.
All right then, buckle up. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
It can sound too.
Right now, it's SUV weeks on our YouTube channel. I've already driven the RSQ8 and the Bentayga, and now we're taking the Urus for a spin. All with the same base engine, let's say. Engine block, I mean. The car doesn't have an Akrapovic exhaust system, and yet it sounds like this. It's still cold now. I'm not really giving it much yet. So the window regulators are Audi. The handbrake's Audi, but how it's fitted, that's Lambo style 5000. All the screens and so on are of course also Lamborghini. The turn signal lever, the windshield wiper lever, on the other hand, is Audi. But it's exactly the same in the Bentayga. It has the same turn signal lever and the same cruise control lever as well. But, and this here is also the same, but the thing is, you never really sit in all the cars, right? You don't even notice that it's kind of similar. You don't realize that.
And it's not a bad thing at all, quite the opposite. I mean the collaboration, if you can call it that, between... Oh.
All-wheel steer. You can see that. It's such a great feeling, right?
Yeah, it's brutally intense, yes.
No, the car's not driving. It's being steered from the back.
So it's already the case that it's not a disadvantage, and I do believe it has done Lambo a lot of good, having that strong connection with Audi in a certain sense. Absolutely, 100%. Because they've managed to keep their own unique character intact, without compromise. When you look at this, even this angular design from the outside is reflected here inside as well. It's not just round or square, there are edges in there, and it's actually very, very well executed. Pretty aggressive too, I think, but that's what Lambo stands for.
That's Lamborghini, yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise it's just like we had earlier also here, now the craftsmanship and all those little details. Everything is super well done. And this is of course also awesome here. These Bang & Olufsen speakers, how they are there.
By the way, this up here is also a tweeter. Really? I have it here too. And the sound system is probably insane. It's got serious boom. So, we don't have any Krapowicz. Still, I think the sound is great. We haven't even driven yet. But the sound is completely different from the RSQ8. Much rougher, grittier, dirtier and louder too. The RSQ8 is really incredibly. Almost whisper quiet in comparison. Oh, we were just in Corsa mode. Now we're in the Lamborghini business.
that sounds just fine.
But do you know what kind of car this actually is? Oh my god. Do you hear how loud the sound is now?
Yeah.
Which mode are we right now?
It's still in Corsa mode. This here is the workshop replacement car. If your Lamborghini is in for servicing, then you drive out of the lot with this at Lamborghini Cologne.
That's awesome. No, I didn't know that.
So wild, right?
That's cool.
And I think that's a truly brilliant philosophy. Something not every car manufacturer can claim to have, Frankie. It can happen that you come with something big and you end up driving the Polo off the lot. Dude, we've got winter tires on. Check out how this thing handles. It's seriously wild. It's fun sitting next to me.
Yeah, good thing I haven't eaten much today. So the entire concept and philosophy behind releasing this car as a workshop vehicle, that's really cool. But ultimately that's purely driven by emotion as well. You've really got to acknowledge that. That's genius.
Yeah.
And you've got to think, how much does the car actually weigh? Honestly, I'm not sure right now.
2 tons.
That now felt like a ton less weight was pressing down on my shoulders, truly.
Yeah.
So it's a short trip. We can borrow the car just briefly. Frankie also has to go for dinner again tonight at 5:30 p.m. That's why he has to head back early.
I said 5 o'clock sharp, not 5:30, because I still have to cook first. I'm completely serious. It's not like at your home. We're having ground beef noodles today.
Ground beef noodles? Isn't that just spaghetti bolognese? If you're in a Lamborghini Urus...
With bolognese, you've got the sauce included. It's made with tomatoes and tomato sauce. That are completely different dishes. No sauce. Ground beef, noodles, onions. Awesome. Beef noodles, great.
Okay, beef noodles.
Right. I can only cook that and a Big Mac.
So how this thing handles is just insane. The way it steers is crazy.
Yeah.
When was the last time you did sit-ups, old man? Bro, that thing is super direct. These are 22-inch winter tires, which are spongy all the way to Dortmund, about that spongy. And when you think about it, that there's a Corsa tire on it, you know how that thing handles around corners? I just took a quick... When you hit the highway entrance, you immediately feel it. It turns in sharply. It's eager to push forward. And if you let it slide just a little, like you steer into the curve and then ease off the gas, so you provoke a weight shift, then it immediately steps out at the rear. I don't even want to know how this thing handles on snow. How awesome you can probably drift with it. That's...
So the throttle really going...
Wow. So this entire setup here, with all these levers and everything. If we head over to Sabia now, we'll probably get lifted up and end up looking like some kind of giraffe on 4 wheels, you know? So, it feels like this one really takes it up a notch compared to the RSQ8 and the Bentley.
The RSQ8 has exactly 600 horsepower, sharp.
This one here, this has 650 horsepower. But you noticed that.
I was gonna say, you noticed that.
It's 100 horsepower more than the Bentayga. Feel the grip it's got? Dude, how direct this car is. This is hands down the absolute sportiest vehicle you can buy from the company as an SUV. No question. Facts.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it really feels that way. That was my big question, whether it really is like that. The Bentayga is the comfiest, yet fully sporty. We drove with grip, Frankie. This thing takes corners so fast, everything else is too late. Really.
You'd never think it, because you'd assume this thing is so softly sprung. Just pure English comfort. In the first bend, you're leaning sideways.
He can do both, and that's thanks to this 48-volt broadband system, which really has the body roll under such impressive control. And you can adjust the dampers however you want them. In the Bentley mode, it's pretty much always just right, comfort, ultra soft, and in sport, it's really sporty. And you can absolutely take the Bentley for an ultra sporty drive, but this here is really just Sport, super sport. Lamborghini also says this isn't an SUV. It's an SSUV, a super sport utility vehicle.
And honestly, if you just look to the back, you can sit there so incredibly comfortably. You drive hundreds of kilometers and you're completely relaxed. 3-4 small suitcases inside, and if you feel like it, you just blast at 300 down the highway.
But how fast does it drive at best?
Yeah, not sure exactly, but there's definitely a 3 in front.
There's definitely a 3 at the front. Could you pull over to the side? Excuse me? 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. The guy there with his AMG wants to join in just a little bit. And honestly, he's keeping up pretty well. At 250 now, we're sitting in an SUV here.
On the rear wheels.
But fully slammed the brakes really hard.
Brake pressure is good? Solid? Man, I'm really not in the mood to sit up front again. Last time my phone flew around.
You gotta brace yourself before I hit the brakes, you know? Otherwise, stuff like this happens. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, so that's why.
So the entire linkage, steering, brakes, gas pedal, and gearbox, it's all Lamborghini, meticulously crafted to embody the absolute purest essence of the brand. The car is so well made, the way it takes corners. You can feel the genes. If you've really driven all the cars, you can almost feel the lineage, or notice the kinship with the Audi RS Q8 or the Bentayga as well. When you put this one in full,
that sounds great. It's superbly designed and executed.
But subtle. It's not like you're thinking, wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Nice. Here too, like Ferrari. Press 2 buttons at once, neutral's in. Now the car is warm.
The car rattles quite a lot. It's good. Yeah. Yeah. That's something we both like. And here comes something I really like. It's such a running gag. Right.
That's written there? That can't be. Listen, what kind do you have? I have the. Now you can read it. I have the B-A-A-A-A-A-A-A-A. Shall we hit the road?
You even have the seat heaters activated. Is it cold or something? Well.
This thing really fires up. I have to admit, after the F8 Tributo, during the first few acceleration maneuvers, I was thinking, it's going pretty well, but it doesn't quite hold up against the Tributo. That said, we've got to keep in mind we're sitting in an SUV here, and that makes a big difference.
And in a very big SUV, I'd say, big and heavy, and yet somehow it just goes like a rocket, effortlessly.
But it's absolutely mind-blowing how Lamborghini managed to deeply embed its unmistakable stamp right into the very core of it, transforming it into a true Lamborghini through and through. And that's not easy, because you constantly have to make a strategic business decision as well. In a pitch you say, I'd like to have this and that be different on the Lamborghini. And then the management say, all right, but it's not worth it. And then you have to fight for it. But I want it to look different, exactly like that. I don't want the same air vents as the Audi. I want these details to be distinctly different. I want different paddle shifters than the ones in the Audi. And every single time, it's just money, money, money that you've got to keep spending on it. And every single time you have to ask yourself, is it worth the effort? Will the customer approve it? Yes or no? They just told me. They're completely sold out. If you want an Urus, you'll have to wait until July next year. You know, we're just at the end of November now. July. Yeah. It's a super laid-back car, totally effortless. Exactly what a Lamborghini customer expects. Namely, that I can handle both. That's exactly what all cars need to be able to do nowadays, to handle everything. You should theoretically be able to take it on the track, but I believe this one handles it pretty well. Yeah, so not with summer, not with winter tires, but with summer tires you can definitely take it to the racetrack.
The most recent experience I had when I brought a car over to the guys from Cologne, I was sitting in a Musculago.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
The car was built long ago. I'm wondering what year it was. And then we transported it from Bochum to Cologne here. That was quite exciting. That was exciting. Not getting pulled over on the highway to take photos. That was one thing. But the car itself, you can't imagine. You've been in the 328 GTS with Axel before. I'm sitting here, the steering wheel's right here, and the pedals are down there. Yeah, it's pretty much the same in that car.
Yeah.
And you felt like you're sitting at the front of a bus, windshield, nothing in front, because you can't see anything, and everything is behind you.
Yeah.
This 8.70 meter long rear end of this trunk, 12 cylinders, feels like 8,000 horsepower. And you're just thinking, I hope I even make it there. Man, what a ride. What an absolutely thrilling and unforgettable ride.
Have you seen Ferrari's SUV yet?
Haven't seen Ferrari's SUV yet, but you probably have, huh? So what's it like?
Nope, I haven't seen it either. I just know they're going to build it. And I think they're absolutely right with that. I believe 45% of Bentley's sales are Bentegas.
45%? That's significant.
Yeah, tell me the number. How is it at Porsche? What percentage do they make with the Macan and Cayenne?
Even the Hero? I would say more, significantly more. So, I agree with you. The decision is probably the right one. These brands really have to be cautious to master this delicate tightrope walk. Between preserving their tradition, which remains consistent, whether it's Ferrari, Lamborghini, or Porsche, or also opening up a bit to the new without losing sight of the old, the very essence that truly defines the brand's core identity. But, as you mentioned, from a business standpoint, it always makes perfect sense.
Do you have to do it if you wouldn't do it? Would you eventually become one of the old guard? And the fans would eventually start saying, hey, look, they don't even have an SUV. Well, I mean, it's a pretty odd thing to say, but it would probably come up at some point.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, you have to think, someone who maybe used to be single or a high-earning single, or as a couple, they might have driven a Gallardo, or then, you know, gone for a Ferrari, right? It's just how priorities shift over time. You know, a 458. So now they've got kids, but they still want that thrill, so they've moved away from the brand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the product glides smoothly, clean, comes across and does exactly what you want it to do, right? Then the kids.
Exactly. You're really into the brand, but then you're suddenly off it again, just like that.
That was typical Lamborghini sound. I remember back in the day when the Gallardo came out, if you were really driving under a tunnel, under a bridge, you truly experienced that intense frenetic sensation. And you have that with it too, of course, a bit more relaxed, a bit toned down.
Again, how was it under the tunnel with like a Gallardo? Similar to the... So, I'm curious about the Ferrari SUV, especially what will be interesting to see is Lamborghini can source Audi parts for the Urus, which, as we've already mentioned, is an advantage. Because, I mean, Audi stands for endless quality. Everything's great. Porsche also has a few shelves they can help themselves to. Where does Ferrari go to then?
From themselves.
Yes, hopefully it stays that way.
They have to develop everything themselves.
Look, they still have a few of those old typo signs there. That's naturally going to be tricky.
I just realized seat presentation is Audi. And Bentley has its own. That's also wild. I didn't expect that with the Bentley, but they're driving so close behind us now that they can check us out from all sides. They go right, then left, keep looking, take photos, and so on and so forth. I didn't have that with the Bentley. That's just with the Urus.
Yeah, because this car just really stands out. So you were driving behind me earlier, and then you eventually overtook me. It's, I don't want to say inconspicuous, but it's definitely super chill. But when something like this comes barreling past you, you know, all right, that's him now.
He's definitely got the biggest entrance, huh? Now we get full throttle. 120, 30, 40, 50. You can't see it from your current vantage point, but the head-up display appears absolutely breathtaking and truly state-of-the-art. There's the 200, 250. That just hit 210, and it's accelerating insanely, unbelievably fast, guys. Moving like a fire truck. Top speed?
300.
300? 305, I think. 305. Doesn't it say that in there?
305, exactly. 305. Just in this version.
That's really cool. That is the bass. That's why it's called like that.
Now your playful side comes out. Well, that is really nice. They've done a really good job with that. And then they pull it off with their, I don't know, what do you call that? It's not a diamond, it's more like some kind of 6.
6. What exactly is 6 again?
Yes, but here it's 6. It's a hexagon.
Hexagonal, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then finally 6 in total.
Everything is hexagonal. Here, I think this little guy here is absolutely fantastic, really impressive, and truly amazing.
Oh man, dude. You spotted that guy in the parking lot with his Urus. Yeah, but honestly, it looked absolutely amazing.
Not the Urus, the Urus. All right.
We should record that in this thing here. Yeah, we should definitely record that.
Can you step on it a bit, Frankie?
So I'd say if the tank were bigger now, you could easily drive from here all the way to, I don't know, drive to Munich. And you'd probably step out super relaxed. Well, I think I've got a really great seating position here. You're sitting totally relaxed and comfortable. You're familiar with all the buttons here, especially if you've driven an Audi before. It's all good and intuitive.
Yeah.
When you think of Lamborghini, it's always the Huracan or Aventador that immediately come to mind. You're used to angels, loud, screaming, a suspension that's extremely stiff, and all those things that naturally come along with the experience. And now you're sitting in this Lamborghini, which is a true Lamborghini in the purest sense, I think. Of course, it's a corporate entity, but it's entirely tuned into Lamborghini, and it feels 100% like a true Lamborghini experience. You sit inside here. It's not cramped or overly loud. If you want the noise, it's there, but it's still unmistakably Lamborghini. You have the reliability of a major corporation. That's what the guys told me too. With a Urus, we only see it for regular service in our workshop.
Yeah, that's seriously awesome, huh?
And that's definitely something people really, really appreciate, that when you drive such an exotic car. But you have the reliability of mass production from Audi Volkswagen.
That was the main issue back then with the cars. When you finally felt like it and had the time to drive such a car, it wouldn't start. Because the battery was dead or whatever, and you quickly lost interest in that kind of car.
Yeah.
And here it's easy. Absolutely.
So when you go to Ego here, Dot, you can see it in the display as well. All-wheel drive set to smooth, medium, or sporty. Steering adjusted to sporty, smooth, or medium. Suspension configured for sporty, smooth, or medium modes. So, I would say suspension on medium, steering on smooth, and all-wheel drive on sporty. What's in the Urus? Lamborghini Anima, basically Audi. Does it handle the curve, this tank? But how? It It's great. You can definitely go full throttle. The fuel is paid for.
Well, I'm overwhelmed again and again by how relaxed and easy this car is to drive.
But it loves it when we barely tap the gas and it kicks in from behind.
That's what we have the car for. It's true, I do that all the time. Because I think we won't have something like this for much longer, believe me.
Correct.
Yes, times are changing. Oh, sorry.
No, she has to apologize to you. She took your right of way.
Just being polite.
And just like her, you set no turn signal. Very nice.
Because there was just no one behind me. So there were no one who needed to see it.
It's about those coming towards you. There were people, and they're wondering, is he exiting the roundabout or continuing? Because then I either have to brake or I can let it roll. That's the whole point of a roundabout, that you show. In a mutual, one-sided understanding, what you plan to do to keep moving and avoid stopping at the light. Driving instructor mommy out.
Amen. In fact, I just thought of my driving instructor, Mr. Ulsh.
Was he a jerk like me?
No, he was fantastic. He was absolutely great.
No, you're such a jerk, I literally just realized it this very moment.
Yes. Yes. Nah, he was great. And you definitely not.
We can start with Frankie Ranky now. Can we begin?
Yes, that's the SUV Frankie Ranky.
No. Are you talking about the F8 Tributo or the Lamborghini Urus?
Yeah, I'd say both fit in the well-kept fleet. That is a really tough question to answer.
You can't really answer that. I couldn't either. Both vehicles are utterly fascinating in their own unique ways.
Yeah. Although the bubbling sound is actually cooler with this car.
That's right.
But I would say, in terms of driving enjoyment and everything, a F8 Tributo is very much built for that purpose. I don't need to elaborate on that. But, and this is something you have to keep reminding yourself, it feels like you're sitting in a small, lightweight sports car in terms of agility. And just look at how the way this car steers, how it instantly processes and responds to whatever input you give it. It's truly remarkable and impressive. And when you're outside, you practically need a ladder to get in because it's kind of like a suitcase. Fantastic. And then you do it and think to yourself, holy cow. Holy cow, I must have said it like 44 times today.
I probably said it 44 times too. But it's okay, as long as we don't interrupt each other.
Yeah. It doesn't go down well.
No, it doesn't go down well. Here we could head out now. And then accelerate all the way through. Launch control possible.
Wow. Wow, I'm done here. So, I'm not deliberately saying holy cow, I'd say. But not for the 45th time. But wow. Oh, that's something else.
Absolutely. So if you were to ask me now, so Frankie, let's say you were to ask me, what would you pick now? Until he's driven them all, the SQ8, Bentley Bentayga, and Urus.
I'm curious now.
That's such a difficult question to answer, honestly. The Bentayga is the most luxurious. And if you really think about it openly and honestly, if you were to say, okay, if I want a sports car, then I'll buy a sports car. And if I want an SUV, then I'll buy an SUV. The Bentayga is undoubtedly the very best SUV out of the three.
All right.
Because it is the most luxurious. It's actually a high-legged limousine because it's so luxurious. And that makes total sense because with an SUV, you're cruising all around the area.
Yeah.
If you want a sports car, then I'll buy a sports car. That's why I should really say. The Bentayga is the best. It's the best SUV dot. But if I say I can't quite afford both a Bentayga and a sports car, because I'd end up spending $500,000 or $600,000, then I have to say, okay, if I want a sports car, then I have to go for the Urus. So if it's about a car, then I have to go for the Urus because that's the sportiest one. If I want something in between, it's the RSQ8. It blends luxury and sportiness best. And subtle.
Genau,
Discreet,
das wollte ich jetzt
under the
sagen.
radar, take off the badges. And drive quietly. The RSQ8 is the most understated car around. If you could even say that in the case of an RSQ8.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. And that's probably why. I'm not entirely sure it's the first option. Tricky.
It is really tricky, but honestly, if money wasn't an issue for me at all, I would definitely go ahead and get a Bentayga.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Wouldn't be either, dude. No, seriously, no joke. It's so luxurious, and when you're just cruising around with it, as I said, I'm also in the fortunate position that when I need sports, I can get sports. That's why I'm in the luxurious position to say, quite honestly, if I want luxury, I take the Bentayga. For sport, I've got something else or can grab it whenever I want. But of course, the most intense thing is the Urus, 100%. The name and its origin alone says that already.
The name fits too, like ass on a bucket, to put it bluntly. So yeah, it's pure power somehow.
Imagine you're at home with your family and you're casually saying, "Hey honey, do you need the Urus today? Or is it cool if I take it to work instead?" Picture the conversation, or maybe with the Bentley. "Honey, do you need the Bentley today, or can I..." Such conversations are taking place in households in Germany and across the globe.
It's awesome when the wife says he's out with the butler right now, because the butler still has to pick up the caviar for tonight. You can just take the Ferrari instead, no problem.
I hope you guys really enjoyed our little road trip adventure. We took the Bentayga to Düsseldorf, grabbed a Ferrari there, and had an amazing time cruising around in it. Then we drove on with the Bentley to Cologne, picked up an Urus there, Lamborghini, Bentley and Ferrari all in one day. It was a lot of fun.
Not something you do often, right? Then we can't. Just get used to it. Maybe every Friday. Let's plan what we'll do next Friday. What are we actually doing next Friday?
We'll plan that out now. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care and see you soon. Ciao.